Can you see the presentation? Okay. So in last class we completed flow control. The next thing that we are supposed to focus now is that is the error control. Because error control is one of the other mechanisms which is available to us, which is provided to us by your data link layer. So error control, as you are already aware, it is about the detection of the errors in the error, like in the data. Along with that, it is about the correction of the data. So error control mechanism will tell us that how can we detect the errors which has already occurred in the data, and what is the method for correcting all the errors which are happening there, right? So there are two methods that we can use for like making sure that the data on the receiver side is correct. How do we make sure? वो कैसे कर सकते हैं हम? We have got two methods. First method is that the receiver can ask the sender to retransmit the data, right? So suppose there are two people, there are two parties which are involved for forwarding the data from sender to receiver. On the receiver side, like suppose this frame number 0 was sent, but there was some error. There were few errors in the few of the bits. So what this receiver can do, it can send NAK0 to the sender. So when this NAK0 will be received by the sender, then it will again retransmit the frame number 0. That is the first method which is mentioned here. The second type of problem with not problem, the second solution that we have got is that in case uh, there is some problem with the frame number 0. Now first of all you need to detect that which type of problem is it, right? So first you will be detecting it. If you are able to detect it properly, then you will see that whether correcting that error will be easier for you or not. If on your own you can correct the errors, then you can apply the second method. The receiver can use error correcting code, which automatically will correct the errors. So we do have the two methods available. अगर मान लो आपने you have transmitted 10 bits of data. On the receiver side, out of these 10 bits, 9 bits are corrupted, right? So this is the example. You tell me that which method you will be using, whether will you use method 1 or will you use method 2 for that? What method do you think is more better for you? Method 1 or method 2? The sender sent 10 bits of data, out of that 9 bits are corrupted, right? If 9 bits are corrupted, then it will be kind of a complex task for you, for a sender to correct that error. So इससे better क्या है? In that case you can always go in for the ARQ mechanism. You can send NAK to the sender, and in lieu of that a one frame number will be received again by you. But same example, 10 bits are sent, just one bit out of that is corrupted. If one bit of that is corrupted, so which method is better for you? Then for sure it can be your second method, right? Because you need not to focus more on how you correct that error. So depending upon the scenario, depending upon the kind of environment you are or kind of data you have received, according to that you can choose any one of the methods. Fine. Now how do we correct that method? How do we correct that error? Before I talk about the errors, just give me a second. Can you just give me a second so that I can switch on the fan? Give me a second. Yes. So for doing that, like the method which I told you, that we can either detect the error, we can correct it, or how do we proceed with that? Before doing that, you need to know that these two methods in together are known as error control mechanism. Can you tell me that on the data link layer, what is the additional thing which is added along with the data? I guess I asked you earlier also. I'm asking again so that everyone is on the same platform. What do we add? We add a trailer with the data. Though that trailer will tell us that how do we detect the error and how do we correct it. Fine. And there is one more layer which deals with that of the error correction. It deals with that of error control. There is another layer. Do you know the name of that layer? What is the name of that layer which deals with that of error control? Apart from data link layer, the other layer which deals with error control is your transport layer. Yes, but whenever we are talking the transport layer, it makes sure that the process to process delivery is proper. कि अगर एक particular process P के पास data आया है, it should be correct. It checks at the process level. At the system level, it will be checked by your data link layer, right? So before we continue with that of how do we correct the errors, how do we detect the errors, you need to know that what are the different type of errors which may happen with the data. There are three main categories of it. First one is the single bit error, second one is your multiple bit error, and the third one is your burst error. These are the three categories of errors which may happen with your data. Talking about single bit error, let me take one example for you. In case you are talking about a single bit error, you will have a sender receiver for sure. On the sender side, the data that you wanted to transmit is 1011. And on the receiver side, that the data you just received is this. So now tell me how many bits of data is corrupted on the receiver side that you just received. How many bits are impacted due to noise or due to any n number of reasons that we have got? How many bits are impacted? There is just one bit which is impacted due to noise. That is your second bit, right? Earlier the data was 1011. Now on the receiver side, the data received is 4 times 1. So just one bit is impacted. So that is called as your single bit error, when just a single bit of, what is a single bit error? When just a single bit of data is corrupted out of all the bits that you have got. Now tell me, is it kind of something which you will see very frequently, that in your data, whatsoever data you have got, only out of that only a single bit of data is impacted? Whenever you are talking about single bit of error, just be aware about it that the single bit errors are very rare in nature, right? So you will come across the cases when there is just one single bit of data which is impacted due to noise. बहुत कम cases आपको मिलेंगे. More or less what you will come across is either the data has got multiple bit error or burst error, right? Why it is so, I'll explain that to you in a while. The second thing is the single bit of error generally happens whenever you have a data which is traveling in the parallel formation. Whenever the parallel transmission of data is happening, then only this type of single bit of errors will happen. How so? What is the meaning of parallel transmission here? If you remember from your fiber optics, in the fiber optics the data travels in the form of beams, and multiple beams of data travel over the channel, right? कि parallelly आपके बहुत सारे bit stream चलते रहते हैं, right? So whenever this parallel transmission is happening, then the single bit of error may occur. How so? And why I said that it will be very rare? Now in case I say that the speed with which this data is getting, with which it is traveling over the channel is 1 Mbps. The speed with which the data rate of this channel is 1 Mbps, right? अब मुझे बताओ that if I want, that's only, इसका मतलब क्या है 1 Mbps? इसका मतलब क्या है that how long, now in case I ask you that how much time single bit of data is taking to travel over the channel, एक bit को कितना time लग रहा होगा? It will be very less, because if the speed is 1 Mbps, then the time taken by your it will be 1 upon, like इसको convert कर लो अपना bits में, bits per second में. So it will be something like that. which ultimately will give you the time duration for single bit as 1 millisecond, right? If मैंने सिर्फ एक एग्जांपल लिया दैट द स्पीड विथ विच द डेटा रेट इज 1 Mbps, जनरली इससे भी ज्यादा होती है हमारे पास स्पीड्स. सो मोर इज द स्पीड, it means very less time will be taken by the single bit to travel over the channel, right? Now इसका मतलब क्या है that this particular bit is going at very high speed on the channel. अब सिर्फ इस बिट को इम्पैक्ट करने के लिए जो आपकी नॉइस है उसको क्या होना पड़ेगा, the noise, whatsoever noise it is, it should be so fast and so sharp that it impacts just single bit. इसकी probability तो बहुत कम होगी ना. तो इसके लिए क्या होगा, whatever is the noise source, that noise source has to impact this particular bit at the equal speed. कि अगर इन दोनों की स्पीड मैच करेगी then only it will be able to match impact just a single bit, राइट. बहुत फास्ट स्पीड से अगर कोई गाड़ियां जा रही हैं एक हाईवे के ऊपर, तो अगर कोई दूसरी साइड से एक गाड़ी आ रही है जो उनको हिट करना चाहती है, तो इस चीज की प्रोबेबिलिटी कितनी होगी कि वो सिर्फ एक ही गाड़ी को हिट करेगी, बहुत कम. सिमिलर इज द केस हियर, सो दैट्स व्हाई इट इज कॉल्ड दैट द सिंगल बिट एरर्स आर वेरी रेयर. बहुत कम होगा कि सिर्फ सिंगल बिट ही इंपैक्ट हुई है, राइट. नाउ talking about the multiple bit of error, is it clear to you why single bit errors are very rare in nature? Now let's talk about the multiple bits. If you have any doubt about it, please ask me in the chat box. Now let's talk about the multiple bits of data. Suppose I have got data 10110, right? Suppose this is the data on the sender side. When it was traveling over the channel, on the receiver side, the data that you received was 10011. Now tell me how many bits are impacted in this case while during the transmission. The data was 10110. On the receiver side, you received 10011. So 2 bits are impacted. First bit is this one. The second bit is the last one. There are 2 bits which are impacted. So whenever multiple bits of data are impacted and they are at far away places from one another, they are not consecutive, then we will call it as the multiple bit error. कि बहुत सारे बिट्स आपके इम्पैक्ट होगी. This multiple bit error and burst error, they are kind of similar, but they're a little bit different. How? You will get to know about it. I'll take the same example. Okay, on the sender side, the data that you have got is again 10110. On the receiver side, the data which is received is 10001. Now tell me how this type of error, how many bits are impacted here? Tell me how many bits of data are impacted here? In this case, 3 bits are impacted. And what is the place of those 3 bits which are impacted by the noise? Are they consecutive to one another? Are they neighbors of one another? This is impacted, this is impacted, this is impacted, right? So whenever multiple bits of your data are impacted and along with that they are consecutive to one another, we will refer to that as the burst error. All right, so that is the difference and similarity between multiple bit and burst errors. समझ लग गया? Single bit means just single bit is impacted. Multiple bits at multiple places, अलग अलग जगह पे. But in case it is multiple bit error, along with that those bits are consecutive to one another or are neighbors to one another, then we will call it as burst error. It is kind of self-explanatory to you. With the name you may get confused with burst error and multiple bit error, but दोनों same से ही हैं. बस इस चीज का ध्यान रखना है. Whenever you are talking about the burst error, it will be when multiple bits together they are getting impacted. Can you move forward? Okay. Do we have only one student in the class? बाकी कहाँ हैं? Lazy mode में. Okay, this is an example for single bit error. I am not explaining it again to you. I have already given you the example. This is a case which I just discussed with you. बट हाँ उसके लिए हमारे पास टाइम नहीं बचा ना, 15 मिनट तो खत्म हो गए हमारे. The initial 15 minutes that we used to have extra, we don't have that now. So I have to finish the syllabus too. Okay. So if the data is sent at 1 Mbps speed, तो आप ये देख लो how much time that bit will last on the channel, right? So that's why they are called, they are the most, they are the least likely kind of errors. Burst error is already clear to you. This is the data. This gets impacted this way, that multiple bits are impacted. So that's why it is called as the burst error. Now going forward, ये थ्योरी पढ़ लेते हो ना तुम अपने आप. आई एम नॉट रीडिंग इट आउट फॉर यू. Now the next thing that we need to understand it. Now you are aware that what is the error, what are the type of errors which may happen with the data. Now we need to know that how do we detect it. You have got a sender, you have got a receiver. Sender will forward the data, receiver will receive it, right? Now if you get NAK in lieu of some data, it means the sender will get to know that there is some error. Either it will retransmit it, in case आपका रिसीवर NAK भेजने के बारे में सोचता है. What if this NAK is not sent? Then you are supposed to detect the error all by yourself. तो कैसे करोगे वो एरर को, कैसे डिटेक्ट करोगे? थिंक अबाउट सम मेथड एंड टेल मी कि यू हैव गॉट सम डेटा विद यू, हाउ विल यू बी एबल टू डिटेक्ट इट? तुम्हें क्या करना पड़ेगा? जस्ट थिंक अबाउट इट इन जनरल. जो भी आपके मन में आता है, यू जस्ट राइट इट डाउन. कैसे कर सकते हैं किसी एरर को डिटेक्ट? कहाँ पे भेज देगा? तुमने सपोज करो यूएस के किसी सर्वर में कोई डेटा कॉपी किया है, वहां पे उसमें एरर है. अब यूएस भेजोगे बंदा वो बताने के लिए कि अच्छा एरर है, इसमें क्या एरर है पता करके आओ. Okay, jokes apart. So in case you're talking about error detection, this is done with the help of something known as the redundant bits, which are also known as the parity bits, right? We can call them as the parity bits also. This topic is very important. You all need to understand it carefully. So whenever we are trying to detect the error, we can do it with the help of redundant bits. What are the redundant bits? Probably you might have heard about this term many times in your database subject. So what are the redundant bits? Redundant bits are these are the extra bits. It's written somewhere here also. Redundant bits are that whenever you are adding some extra bits in your original data, so that on the receiver side you can detect the errors. Let me simplify that for you. Suppose I have got 1010. So how many bits are there in the original data? 4 bits are there. But when this data will travel over the channel, it will not be 4 bits. There will be some extra bit. Let's assume कि मेरा algorithm ऐसा है जिसने सिर्फ one single bit attach की है साथ में. 4 bits are there in the original data. 5 bits will be traveling over the channel. On the receiver side, 5 bits will be received. Receiver, what will the receiver do? Receiver will fetch this original data. It will fetch and accept this original data if there is no error. How will the receiver get to know about it? By using this particular bit, by using this parity bit. कैसे है वो उसका एक्सप्लेन में कर देती हूँ, बट आपको इतना समझ लग गया. The basic method is that whatever data you have got, in that data you will add some additional bits. That bit can be either 1 or it can be 0. वो 0 होगी कि 1 होगी, that will be dependent upon the algorithm जो हम अभी डिस्कस करने वाले हैं. ठीक है. Now let's see what are the methods available to us for that. Before the methods there is one extra thing. अब ये चेक करते हैं कि redundancy कैसे होती है. How do we attach those redundant bits? सबको समझ लग रहा है कि नहीं? Because it is as if I am teaching only to Vaibhav, nobody else is responding. If you don't know, if you do not feel like answering it, that's all right. But अभी इसके लिए मेरे को बता दो कि सुन रहे हो कि नहीं. चैट करने का मन नहीं कर रहा, वो अलग बात है. ठीक है. Tell it to me in some way that you are listening to me, because this is an important topic. Okay. Just raise your hands in case you are hearing what I am saying or listening, or you are able to understand कि समझ लग रहा है कि नहीं. Parminda, you are in silent mode today. What did you have in your lunch? Okay. Okay. So I'm assuming that I know you are here only, but not you're not as attentive. Okay, fine enough. Now let's see how this redundant bits work. For redundant bits, on the sender side, you will have the data. This is the original data. All right. This original data will be fed to some generating function. Like in your system, you will have some program. It may be program written in any in any language. So whatever is your original data, this is some input data. This input data will be given to this generating function. Now that generating function will do something with this data. Assume कि उसने उस पे कुछ कर दिया उसको, like let's take it as abracadabra, whatever. So that what is that particular magic which this function is doing, that will be dependent upon that algorithm only. So this generating function will play around with this data and generate some extra bits, right? That will be known as the parity. वो कितने बिट्स का डेटा एक्स्ट्रा जनरेट करेगा, वो कैसे जनरेट करेगा, दैट विल बी प्योरली डिपेंडेंट अपॉन दिस फंक्शन. तो उसमें आपने जो भी कोडिंग किया होगा, अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट कोडिंग इट विल जनरेट फ्यू पैरिटी बिट्स. ऑलराइट. And these parity bits, whatsoever it is which is generated by this function, that will be attached with the data. This was my original data. अभी तक किया नहीं मैंने, कर दूंगी अनमोल. मुझे लगा था शायद मैंने कर दिया हुआ, but I'll do it. So this is the original data. In along with that you will attach those extra bits जो आपके function ने generate किया. Now those bits, suppose ये x amount का data था, ये y आपकी redundant bits थी, so x plus y will travel over the channel and it will be received by the receiver. On the receiver side you will again have a checking function. The purpose of this checking function is that it will do something with that data. पूरे पूरा data को it will try to cross check it somehow, right? When it will cross check it, if the received data is as per the line of code or as per the program written in this checking function, it will accept it. Otherwise it will reject that data. It will not be accepting it. तो ऐसे उसको पता लग जाएगा that what is the error. Probably by now you may be getting impatient about this thing, that how do we detect it, right? So how do we do that? Actually में generating function क्या करता है? For that we have got a few methods. These are very important method that you all should be aware about. Whenever somebody will ask you the question from error control, these are for sure will be asked. Fine. So there are 4 detection methods which are available to us. First one is VRC, second is LRC, CRC and checksum. VRC stands for vertical redundancy check. VRC is vertical redundancy check. LRC stands for longitudinal redundancy check. CRC stands for cyclic redundancy check. and checksum is in whole sum is the name of that method. All right, VRC is vertical redundancy check, longitudinal redundancy check, cyclic redundancy check, and last one is checksum. Can you move forward with the slide if you have written it, so that I can explain the method to you? In the vertical redundancy check, the method says, please understand it very carefully. It is very easy also. एक बार समझ लग गया तो नहीं भूलेगा फिर आपको कभी. Now in VRC, whenever we are generating the redundancy, if you remember from the previous slide, सबसे पहले हमें क्या करना पड़ता है? Redundant bits को generate करना. We need to generate the parity. So when we are generating the parity, there are two methods for that. That is, there are two techniques. First one is even parity generator. Like there are two functions. Either we can use even parity generator function, or we can use the odd parity generator function. Now, how does even parity generator work? Whenever you are talking about the even parity, let's take one example that I have got 1011 data. This is the data which I have got, and I am feeding this data to my even parity generator. I'm taking it as EPG. EPG is even parity generator. Okay, so I passed on this data to even parity generator. Now what will this program do? What will this function do now? It will calculate the total number of ones in your data. How many number of ones are there in this data? 1011. How many number of ones are there? There are 3 number of ones. So whenever this data will be fed to this even parity generator, it will calculate the total number of ones, which are 3 here. तो ये क्या करेगा? It will generate parity 1. Why it will generate parity 1? Because the function is made in such a way that if the total number of ones in your data is odd, generate a even parity. कि आपने डेटा को इवन करने की कोशिश करनी है. आपने कुछ भी ऐसे करना है, you need to generate the parity. Parity क्या हो सकती है? Either the parity can be 1 or it can be 0. So if you are using even parity generator, it will calculate the total number of ones in the data. If the total number of ones in the data is odd, तो वो उसको इवन बनाने की कोशिश करेगा. कोई भी ऑड चीज इवन कैसे बनती है? How can I make odd number of ones as even? If I add one more one to it, right? So on the sender side, the data I have got is 1011. However, after I pass on that data to EPG, that data will generate one redundant bit or parity bit, that will be 1. So on the channel, let's take it as medium. So on the medium, the data which will be traveling is 1011, and 1 will be traveling along with the data. Is the point clear to you? If not, ask me again. If you want me to repeat it again, please ask me. Okay, very good. If it is clear, that's good. So that will be the case if you are using even parity generator. If I am using the same example and I am using odd parity generator, let's take it as OPG. The data I have got is 1011. I have passed on that data to OPG. What will be the parity generated if I am using even odd parity generator? And what data will be traveling over the medium? First of all, answer me this, that what will be this fill in this blank. Data, original data is 1011. I passed this on to OPG, odd parity generator. तो क्या parity generate करेगा? 1 करेगा कि 0 करेगा? It will again calculate the total number of ones. How many number of ones are there? Still there are 3. But because we are using odd parity generator, तो number of ones तो मेरे already odd है, तो वो उसको और odd करने की कोशिश नहीं करेगा. So it will try to make them same. So वो क्या करेगा, how will that goal be achieved? By using 0 as the parity bit. So now tell me, what data will be traveling over the channel? It will be 1011, the original data, and along with that 0 will be traveling with the data. That will be the parity. That's what your VRC is. In this example, the one which is here in the diagram, they have just used the even parity generator, but it is not this is not a hard and fast rule that you should always use even parity. You can use odd parity also. That's why I explained odd parity to you. So now let's take this example and see. The data is 1 1, 4 times 0 and then 1. How many number of ones are there? 3. Even parity generate कर रहे हो तो क्या use करेगा? 1 use करेगा, because there are 3. So whatever is the original data, along with that you will append 1. Now what if instead of using even parity I use odd parity and same data set? Then what will be the VRC here in that case? What will be VRC in that case? इसमें VRC क्या होगा? 0 होगा कि 1 होगा? अगर सेम ये वाला डेटा है बट आई एम यूजिंग OPG, देन 0. यस राइट, इट विल बी 0. तो 0 जाएगा. मैं एक बहुत जल्दी से आप फिर से एग्जांपल क्वेश्चन दे रही हूँ, आप मुझे बताना उसका आंसर क्या है. नाउ what if I pass it to OPG? What will be the parity for this? VRC क्या होगा इसका? 0. शाबाश. Now what if I have got this? If I have got this and I'm using EPG, if I'm using EPG, I guess you guys are answering if I'm using odd parity generator. If I'm using EPG in this, अगर इवन पैरिटी जनरेटर है तब उस केस में इसका 0 बनेगा. इफ आई एम यूजिंग ऑड पैरिटी जनरेटर देन इट विल बी 1. ठीक है? Okay, that's how your VRC work. Now let's see how your LRC work. This is an example we'll discuss in the next class because we will not be able to complete it. Now let's talk about LRC. LRC is also works similarly with that of VRC with little bit of difference. Now what is the difference that we need to see? Suppose I have got 32 bits of data. Suppose I have got 32 bits of data and that data is divided into the lots of 8 bits. 8 बिट्स अलाउड हैं, तो आपने क्या कर दिया, कितने उसके स्लॉट बनेंगे? 8 बिट के कितने बनेंगे बताओ मुझे? 4 बनेंगे, 4 8 राइट. ये भी 8 बिट का डेटा, 8 8 8, ये मेरा टोटल 32 बिट का डेटा था. दैट इज डिवाइडेड इनटू 4 frames, right? So how does your LRC work? In LRC you consider your corresponding bits. कि फर्स्ट फ्रेम के फर्स्ट प्लेस पे जो बिट है टेक दैट, सेकंड फ्रेम फर्स्ट बिट, थर्ड फ्रेम फर्स्ट बिट, फोर्थ फ्रेम फर्स्ट bit, and then you check out whether they are how many number of ones are there. So in this case they like in the example even parity generator is used. Now tell me, if I consider these corresponding bits at corresponding places, so what will be the answer to this? It is 1 0 1 and 1. So you will pick up the data. नहीं ऐड नहीं करना है, कुछ नहीं करना. अच्छा, okay. So it is 1 0 1 1. Fine. So if it is 1 1 0 1 1 and if I am using even parity generator, so what will be the output for this? क्या बनेगा? इवन पैरिटी जनरेटर, तो इवन पैरिटी क्या बनेगी? क्या बनेगा इसका LRC? 1. So that 1 will be put up at the first place. Now similarly you will consider this. This is 0, 0, 1, 1. It is 0, 0, 1, 1. फिर से क्या बन जाएगी? If I'm using even parity generator, it will become 0. Yes. So it will be put up here. So then you will consider third, which will make it as 1. Similarly, you will do for the respective places. कि first ray में fifth place पे क्या है, second में fifth पे क्या है, fourth पे क्या है. Then in the end you will get 8 bits of data. Now those 8 bits of data will be taken as your LRC and that will be sent along with the data. All right. The major difference between VRC and LRC is, you tell me what is the difference? What did you notice? The methodology is same, but the only difference is about the number of bits which are generated as a parity bits. In VRC, we just generate a single bit of parity. In VRC, we just generate a single bit of parity. कि अगर मैं इसी same data को VRC generate करना था तो मैंने क्या करना था बताओ? I will check out the total number of ones in it. Like इसमें बनेंगे 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So total number of ones are 20. So VRC will be in this case will be what? 0. Single bit of this. But the LRC is 8 bits of data. Why do we use this LRC instead of using VRC? Because more is the number of bits in your data, more is the number of redundant bits in your data, more secure, more easy it will be for you to detect the error. All right. So that's all from my side for LRC and VRC. In the next class, we'll talk about CRC and checksum, which are very important methods. Any doubt to anybody about this? Please ask me. Okay, Anmol, thank you so much. Take care. Okay, Bhav. Okay, Ankita Vidya, take care. Okay, Anil, take care. Bye bye.